All right. What is up, guys? We are back with LeafGreen. We're just going to be casually playing through LeafGreen and discussing the Pokemon franchise. So last time we left off, we were trying to get enough points for Dratini. We're still here in the casino. So we'll just be grinding away on the slot machine. So I am curious, what is everyone picking for their Gen 10 starter? What were your first impressions of the Gen 10 starters? What were your first impressions of the trailer in general? Personally, right off the bat, I was confused with the Mr. Windy Chew and Wavy Chew. I didn't like that. I think everybody kind of had a negative reaction to that. Kind of confused. They almost baited us into thinking that was going to be the whole trailer, but luckily they showed us more after. But yeah, I was impressed with the graphics. Visually it's great, it looks good. Especially for a Pokemon game. I'm very impressed. That was my first impression, was the trailer looks great. And everything they showed in the trailer as well, I enjoyed. The starters, my first impression, I liked all three of them. But initially I was like, who am I going to pick? Initial impression right off the start, Gekwa. It's a lizard, it's a reptile, it was a quadruped. Those are typically what I go for. I like the dinosaur, kaiju, lizard, bug, kind of animalistic Pokemon. I guess all Pokemon are animals, but right off the start, Gekwa was who I was looking at. But I've had some time to sit with it, kind of marinate with the starters. And Brout is actually running away. It's taking the lead. I think a lot of people, after initial impressions, and we've had some time to sit with these starters, I think Brout is becoming more and more popular. It's just cool looking. I love the angry face, the angry eyebrows. It's just a cool design. And he shows a lot of potential too. Like, in his base form, stage 1, he looks great. He's growing on me. But I see potential. I'm really hoping... I would be okay if he looks somewhat like Decidueye, but just not an owl. So if he could look like Decidueye, but just kind of be like a hawk or an eagle, that would be sick. The Javan hawk eagle is the national bird of Indonesia, which Generation 10 is based off of. So that would be cool. I think I said it last time, I want him to have big legs, big strong legs, sharp claws, talons, and a sharp beak, and kind of look scary and angry still. I doubt that they'll go from an angry first stage to a cutesy second or final stage. So I think we're good. He'll probably stay monster looking. But Bonbon... See, Bonbon, I could see them going the other way. It starts off cute, but maybe it's gonna turn into something cool, monster looking. But most likely it's probably gonna be a biped. Turn into Incineroar 2.0. I think we're all kind of expecting that. And then Gekwa, off like first impressions, it looks like the starter that like all the guys were gonna pick, the boys, you know, it's just a little lizard. But after further inspection and like seeing the website and everything, it does look like it's got eyelashes and like purple eyes and everything. It's kind of reminding me of like Salazzle. So I think it's already, it's a quadruped, but in its art on the website for Winds and Waves, it's like half standing up. So I think that one's probably gonna go biped or stay in that half standing up kind of form. But for some reason, Bonbon just gives the vibe that it's gonna stand up. I don't know what it is. I think its face just looks like it could be plastered on a humanoid body. But if it stayed on all fours and got bigger and was like some other breed of large dog or something, that'd be cool. But all three are really good and show a lot of potential, and I'm super happy with the way they look. Then again, I mean, the Generation 9 starters aren't too bad. Like, the Generation 9's first forms aren't too bad. But the Generation 9 final forms, in my opinion, and I think a lot of people were not too happy with them. I guess Quaxley was a biped to start and finished that way, so people shouldn't be too upset. But Sprigatito was on all fours and then became a biped humanoid creature. Skeledirge started off as a biped actually, and then went kind of on all fours into a crocodile. That was cool. I like Skeledirge's design. It's not my favorite starter out of all of them, like out of every generation, but for Generation 9, Skeledirge is my favorite. But Meowscarada kind of grew on me as well. Quackball didn't like it at all. Just kind of Uncanny Valley, and maybe that's why people don't like the humanoid bipedal starters, because it's like your pet, your friend that you're supposed to go on an adventure with, and it's acting like your pet, and then it's like a human in the final stage. But Fuecoco was perfection, the first form. So I guess all that to say is that we're judging them based off of, we're judging the Generation 10 starters off of their base form, their first evolution, first form, first stage. And we really have no idea how much they're going to change or what they're going to look like. So we're at 4,000 credits. We're trying to get to 6,500 for Dratini. I'm actually going to go double check that that is the number we need to get. So let me exit out. Like 99% sure, but just want to double check. Nope. Oh, 4,600. Okay, so Porygon is 6,500. So, let's see, how much do we have? Close. We just need like one more jackpot. Should be good. Where I never used to notice the smiley face above your character. Right as you get onto the... Right as you get onto the slot machine. Shows that smiley face. So once we get 4,600, we'll have to reset for a nature. I guess Dragon is special in this generation. Dragonite has a huge attack stat naturally. So what moves are we gonna have on Dragonite? Definitely Fly. What else? A dragon move, so that's gonna be special. Other than that, I mean, I'm thinking what nature should I put on it? Probably Mild or Rash, just to get that special stat up. I've been going with Mild or Rash nature for a lot of my Pokemon in this Let's Play. Those are good natures if you want a mixed attacker and they naturally already have a higher attack stat, or you just want to prioritize the special stat for any reason. Like for my Charizard, he's gonna have the flying type, so I didn't want to reduce his attack with a modest nature, but I wanted to prioritize his special attack because he's mostly going to be used on my team for his fire moves, so that's why I went with a Mild or Rash nature for Charizard. Same thing with Gyarados. Naturally Gyarados has a high attack stat, but he's going to be used on my team for the water moves mostly, which is not really how you're supposed to use Gyarados prior to Generation 4, I guess, when they have this physical special split. In this generation and previous, you're supposed to utilize Gyarados' attack stat with moves like Earthquake and that sort of thing. But for a casual playthrough, most people don't even think about or care about natures, but I like to try and optimize it because I think it's fun and it's cool to like have a strong team at the end during the Elite Four. But that's kind of interesting. An interesting topic is the way you can play these games and kind of choose to do it. As we continue to play these games, you begin to put rules on yourself and like a Nuzlocke or that sort of thing to kind of make the game harder as you get older. It was hard enough as a kid, but then as you get older, it's too easy. So you put rules on yourself. Like for this playthrough, I have in the settings, I have it set to set rather than switch for the battle style. And that makes it to where it doesn't prompt you or give you the option to switch out whenever the enemy trainer is sending out their next Pokemon. So that makes the game a little bit more difficult. It's kind of like in VGC, like you don't get that choice. You would have to use a turn to switch. So that's how I always play these games. Just makes it a little bit more difficult. But then at the same time, if you want it to be difficult, I think in a very easy way and a fun way to make it more difficult is just to not over level yourself and to actually under level yourself. So skip a few trainers. In a lot of these older games, if you don't grind and level up on your own time and you just play through the game like normal, you'll probably be under leveled by the end of it. Like I know in Fire Red and Leaf Green, there's a huge level spike between the last gym and the Elite Four. And they tried to fix that with like the first of the 3 Sevi Islands, so you get a little bit more experience. But there's that huge level gap still, and so you kind of have to spend some time in Victory Road or on like 1 or 3 Island or whatever, using the Versus Seeker to level up. In Fire and Leaf Green, honestly, to easily get through the Elite Four, like first try, and not lose, if you're not relying on some kind of like good strategy. Like the way I typically play these games with the playthrough is all of my Pokemon pretty much just have attack moves. Like I don't use strategic moves at all. And to beat the Elite Four in that fashion, in that style, in this game, you pretty much, your team needs to be like in the 50s. But you could go in the 40s if you're just smart and like have a strategy of some sort. And that's, I think, a fun way to make it more difficult. It's just go in under-leveled and actually use strategy. But I don't know that I've ever done that in a playthrough. Pretty much always. What's fun about replaying these games for me is just building a team, and then when you're done with the game, transferring that team over to another game, or to bank, or to home, and having that just a massive collection of Pokemon that you've made memories with and gone through a playthrough with them, or that sort of thing, kind of nicknaming them. That's why I nickname all of my Pokemon. So I like to nickname all of them, and then I even like to do a theme for the run, the playthrough, so all 6 of them will have a name that kind of matches the theme of the team. And then that way you kind of know, like, oh, like my Charizard's named Jalapeno, that was from the run where all of my Pokemon were named after food. So it kind of, you have a memory associated with it. There we go. So that should be plenty now to get Dratini. Let's go check it out. So, definitely save. You should save often and all the time in these old games. Really good teams there. Dratini, 4,600, perfect. So we'll save right here. First we're gonna go open up a spot actually in my party so we can check the nature and then soft reset. It would be fun to shiny hunt. Now these Pokemon in the casino, you can actually shiny hunt a lot more effectively than like just soft resetting in front of it and buying 1. You could have enough coins to buy 6, or even enough coins to buy like an entire box full. And then you just buy them all, check them all for shiny, soft reset. And so it's actually a lot more efficient of a way to kind of shiny hunt there. So she, Fresca, probably keep her. She has Cut. And then Bright has Flash. Alright. So we have a spot open in our party. And we're just gonna go save in front of this guy, right? No. Okay, so save in front of him. The spot open in our party. And then simply buy the Dratini. And we're just going to soft reset for nature. Okay, we got to come up with a nickname. So food-based nicknames. Let's look some stuff up. Food-based nickname for Dratini. I kind of want it to be like cute. A lot of the nicknames are kind of cute that I have on my team so far. I'm thinking Udon or Ramen. Let's see, because Dratini and Dragonair are kind of like a noodle. Ramen. I like Ramen. I think I'm gonna go with Ramen. And so soft resetting. I don't want to. Where's the name raider? It's in Lavender Town. I guess I could just backtrack a little bit. But I'll just name it every time. It won't take that long. I did it for Charmander. Ramen. And I think that ramen works with a girl or a boy. Yeah. Okay, Ramen the Dratini is in our team. And we're pretty much just looking for Mild or Rash. Hasty. Let me pull up all the natures, just in case. We can go for a speed nature. Let me look at Dragonite's base stats. Special attack of 100. I mean, that's not bad. Its speed is 80. So going for a speed nature wouldn't be bad actually either. So let me pull up all of the natures, because in these old games you can't just see off the Pokemon what is going up and down. So there's 4 natures that I want. For the Dratini, I want Mild and Rash, and those are going to be special attack benefiting natures. And then for the speed natures, Naive, and Hasty. Is this Hasty? Yeah, Hasty. Okay, first try. There we go. Hasty, plus speed, minus defense. So he's going to be fast, a little bit less defense. Let's look at Dragonite's base stats. Yeah, I mean, a fast Dragonite, it has good attack and good special attack. 134 attack, 100 special attack. That's fine. Its speed is only 80. That's its only, like, not really good stat. Base total of 600. Yeah. So Hasty, and then its defense will go down a little bit, which is fine. It's more weak to, like, special things anyways in this generation, right? With, like, Ice and Dragon. So yeah, Hasty is actually even better than Naive or whatever. Yeah. Good. Alright. Ramen the Hasty Dratini. And he comes with some moves already. Dragon Rage is really good at first, because it always does 40 damage. 40 HP. And yeah, at lower levels, that's great. It like one-shots anything with 40 HP or less. But as you kind of go up in the levels, it gets worse and worse of a move. Thunder Wave is good. Twister. Base power 40. Alright. So we're going to train Ramen up. And once it becomes a Dragonair, because it's a pseudo-legendary, I'm pretty sure Dragonair is already like a good Pokemon base stat-wise. 420. Okay, so it's not bad. But its distribution is kind of... It's alright. It's like medium. It's not too bad. Alright. Now we just gotta train Ramen up, and we just got to sell it on City, right? We haven't done anything here. Haven't taken on the gym, the Team Rocket guys, haven't even explored or talked to anybody. We knew this is where Dratini was, so we just kind of beelined straight for Dratini. So back here you can get an Eevee, which you need a spot open in your party, so let me go back to the Pokemon Center. Oh, we still don't have a bike yet, do we? Interesting. So we'll get a spot for this Eevee. Which, should I get the Eevee? The only reason I wouldn't is if I wanted to shiny hunt it. But I could always just do another playthrough. It's not a big deal. But it's kind of interesting now that I have Pokemon LeafGreen and Fire Red on my Switch. I have the physical copies. And like the hardware and everything. I even have a GB operator so I can play them on my PC. So I kind of have like this ecosystem of Generation 3 games. I have Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Fire Red and Leaf Green. I have a whole collection and everything. I've almost completed the Pokedex and Emerald. And so I have this whole ecosystem of my Pokemon that I've played through the games a bunch of times and collected them all with nicknames and everything. Some shiny Pokemon as well. But now I kind of want to start that on the Switch, because it feels like the connection has been severed with Pokemon Bank. I have a 2DS with Bank. I think you can still transfer and make that gap, but in my mind it's kind of like just start over on the Switch and have a new kind of ecosystem of Fire Red and Leaf Green Pokemon. I do plan on trying to complete the Pokedex in these games and do a living dex. Just because I think that'd be fun, but also I do think that they're going to do an event in Pokemon Home where they'll give you a shiny Mew if you have the entire Fire Red and Leaf Green Pokedex in Home, all caught in Fire Red and Leaf Green, like they have for the past games. Anyway, so let's, no reason not to get this Eevee, I guess. It'll count towards our 60 Pokemon. So by the time you beat the game, you're going to need 60 Pokemon to play the post game. You're going to need to have caught 60 different species and registered them in your Pokedex. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. You can kind of, for fun, if you wanted to, you could, as you play through the game, collect everything you don't have, but in these past games you don't get experience for doing so, so you're kind of just wasting money, which you could use kind of on your playthrough for potions and repels and stuff like that. So personally, the way I do that is just beat the game and then not really catch anything until the end, because by the post game you'll have access to more money, more resources, and you can buy Ultra Balls as well, and it's just much easier to use Ultra Balls and get all of the 60 Pokemon that way. But if you wanted to for fun, you can kind of do that as you played through the game. That'd be cool too. But let's get this Eevee. What should we nickname it? I just feel like nicknaming everything, because once you've kind of collected a bunch of Pokemon in a bunch of different games, if they don't have a nickname to me, they just kind of, it's like a generic one. I like all of my Pokemon to have my name as the original trainer, and then I want them all to have nicknames. Otherwise, it's just like another generic Eevee. Like, I've caught a bunch of Eevees in a bunch of games, I'm just gonna forget about it and not really know which one it is. Like, I want this Eevee to be a specific Eevee that I got in this journey in Leaf Green. So I just kind of come up with something. It's a female, so I'll just call her Rory. I've done this so many times, like just thinking of a random name on the spot and then naming it really quickly like that. Certain Pokemon, when I look at them, it probably just makes me think of something in my mind, and then I nickname it that way, and so I may start repeating them. Probably already done that. Sounds like an ad. And I think this is just like type effectiveness right there on the chalkboard. A little type effectiveness chart. But yeah, with this playthrough, I'm going to play this game and beat it and play the post game. I'm interested in it. I'm excited about it. The release Fire Red and Leaf Green on the Switch. I even am planning on doing a Nuzlocke for Fire Red eventually. And that Nuzlocke, I will stream every bit of the Nuzlocke and make it a VOD, make them all VODs as well. So that entire Nuzlocke will be on my channel eventually. But for this playthrough, I am playing outside of live streaming as well on my own. So I'm just kind of, this is just more of like a casual, record it if I feel like streaming at the time, and then if not, I can kind of play it on my own as well. So it's kind of just a casual, chill stream to talk about Pokemon with kind of Leaf Green in the background here. So with Pokemon games, you should really go and talk to everyone, every NPC. It'll teach you about the world, drop lore. It's just kind of interesting, a better way to enjoy the game, the world building especially in these old games. I find it interesting, the stuff that they have the NPCs say. But also they give you items, and they'll give you hints as to what you should do next and that sort of thing. What is this? Is that the casino owner? And he's associated with the Team Rocket guys. Interesting. Yeah, little details like that, you can just pick them up. But this being like the billionth time that I've played this game, I don't necessarily want to talk to all of the NPCs. I'm kind of just trying to get items for free. See, like, that's interesting. That's good dialogue in a Pokemon game. I like that the NPCs... I feel like in the newer games, Scarlet and Violet, did NPCs ever drop dialogue like that? That was interesting, or world building? I don't think so. And the trainer battles being optional in Scarlet and Violet, at the time, my first playthrough, I was like, oh, this is great. I liked the fact that you could auto battle with the Let's Go feature, I believe is what it was called. You just like press R and your Pokemon go out in front of you and auto battle. I loved that in my first playthrough. I just used that to level up, and that was fun. And I was in the overworld the whole time, didn't even have to go into a battle, just in the overworld leveling up my team. I really enjoyed it. Skipped all of the trainer battles because they were all optional. They felt like it was a waste of time, and I was kind of able to just go through the game faster that way and just kind of enjoy other aspects about the game. My first playthrough, I loved that, but now looking back and comparing to older games, I do think it is a benefit for the trainer battles to be mandatory. Here, let's see, does she tell me what each floor is? I normally just go through all of them. Alright, I'll just go through all of them. Yeah, having the trainer battles be mandatory is going to make it feel like a challenge, and it's going to be difficult, and I think that's necessary for Pokemon games. And if you want to avoid them, make it kind of skill-based. Like in these old games, these trainers would kind of rotate where they're looking, and you can kind of try to avoid their gaze and sprint by them. You could totally do that in the new games as well, or even make it more of a game and more interactive with some new kind of mechanic to avoid the trainers. So, personally, that's how I feel about the trainer battles. Alright. So the last Pokemon on my team that I'm going to get is going to be Snorlax for this playthrough. And I already used Break on Nidoking, but I also want it on Snorlax, but I can just wait to get that later. Dig is a good TM as well. I think Dig is currently on Nidoking. I'm going to give him Earthquake. Unfortunately, Earthquake would be great for like almost all of my team. And that, so in these old games, you can only get one of a TM for certain TMs. Like those, you can buy more, but like Earthquake, you can get one Earthquake per playthrough, and it's like the best TM in the game. We'll restock on some things here. I think we're pretty much good on most things. This person teaches you counter. I've never used that. I think it's a good move. It's kind of more of a strategic move. Is this a NES? Interesting. NES. Wasn't that way before when Fire Red and Leaf Green came out? So is this just kind of NES? Is that like when Red and Blue actually came out? That was the console? I don't know. Let's see, nothing here, this guy. Okay, Leaf Stone. I think I need that for Victory Bell. Let me look up Victory Bell. Yep, Leaf Stone for Victory Bell. So here we go. And then let's see, in these old games you also have to double check. After Pokemon evolve, some of them don't learn moves that they would have learned if you would have left them in the stage 2 or stage 1 and then leveled them up a few more levels. They would get like this cool move that's exclusive to their earlier stage. So let's see. It's a Weeping Bell right now. In Generation 3. And then you also got to compare it to Victory Bell. Hopefully it's not one of those Pokemon that this matters for, but let's see. Okay, so Victory Bell does not learn any moves leveling up. It knows some moves from level 1, so you can go to the move Relearner to get Vine Whip, Sleep Powder, Razor Leaf Sweet Scent. Don't care about any of those. Weeping Bell does learn moves by leveling up. But they're not very good moves. So we got our Leaf Stone, let's see. Our Weeping Bell is level 32. It'll learn Sweet Scent, Razor Leaf, and Slam. All three of those I don't really care about. So we'll just go ahead and evolve it. Not TMs, let's go to items. I like in Fire Red and Leaf Green how when you use an item on the Pokemon it shows this kind of screen where their sprite goes big and you can see the sprite of each item as well as you use it on them. It's cool. Victory Bell, definitely better than Vileplume in my opinion. With Pokemon, I just like the monstrous looking ones. So Vileplume, it just has a cute little face. Like Vileplume's cool. It's one of my favorite, or not one of my favorite grass Pokemon, but it's a good grass Pokemon. They're both really solid, but if I had to choose between like an awesome like pitcher plant monster versus like the cute little, I don't know, little flower thing, they're both good. They're both very solid, fun to play with in Fire Red and Leaf Green. I think Vileplume is probably stronger in Fire Red and Leaf Green, right? But Victory Bell is just cool. I mean, look at this. Chlorophyll, okay. So I think Vileplume and Victory Bell get Chlorophyll, I guess. I know Vileplume does for sure. And so you can see here, I have high attack, even though I'm modest. High special attack. Low defense, low special defense. Speed is okay. We need speed to be higher because our defense and special defense is terrible. We also are grass type, so we're weak to a lot of things. Grass poison, we're weak to a lot of things. So we want to outspeed things and one-shot them. So Chlorophyll is a really good ability to do so. And so with this guy, or with Kimchi, this girl, what we're going to do is give it Sunny Day and Solar Beam. And so Sunny Day, set that up, and Chlorophyll will activate, and we'll start outspeeding everything, and then just unleash Solar Beams. And that'll be kind of our late game mon there. Late game moveset, I should say. So let's see. I guess I'm just going to double check all of the moves that I currently have. We want to put them on anything. Return is going on Snorlax, Aerial Ace. I guess Jalapeno can learn it. He's about to learn Wing Attack when he evolves, right? So Secret Power. Let's put Secret Power on Ramen. That'll be better than Leer. I like that it's purple. I guess I'd probably prefer the blue color though, overall. Alright. Thief is really important in Fire Red and Leaf Green. Thief is your access to exclusive held items that are really useful for this game. Held items that increase the damage for certain types, like a magnet or a sharp beak. You can only get that through Thief, so whoever you teach it to, do not remove it. You get this 1 TM for your whole playthrough for Thief. And so it's super useful. It's like a utility move that you don't really think about. So sharp beak, magnets. There's other things for like evolving Pokemon to get a certain held item, like a metal coat and stuff like that. Pretty sure you need Thief as well, so definitely keep that if you want to complete your Pokedex. Like if you get rid of that, like you're screwed. You just have to do another playthrough to get the game and like trade with yourself. So it's kind of crazy. These old games, they don't play around. But yeah, okay, so we're good on TMs. Let's just quickly look at the rest of the department store real quick, and then we'll look around Celadon City a little bit more, and then maybe go challenge the gym. Not much going on here. Extremely expensive. I don't know why they put those X items are actually useful. If you do use them, it can make the game a lot easier. If you're struggling, you can pick up a few of those. I personally never use them. So I'm curious, why did they put these in the game at this price? There's no easy way to legitimately get a bunch of money in this game, right? I mean, Amulet Coin, there's like some rich trainers in post-game, and then the Elite Four, I guess. But you're better off in this game, I think, just EV and IV, like breeding for IVs and EV training. It's just easier to EV train, like less time consuming than it is to get the money to actually buy these. So it's kind of interesting that they put them in at that price. That's something I like about Legends ZA, is that they those in at actually a decent price, and you get a lot of money very easily in ZA. So that's a quality of life change that I enjoy. I think in the post game for these modern games, there just needs to be a way to just edit your EVs and IVs, just to unlock a machine or something. But then people say it's like, well, you're not earning it, it's like you're not training your Pokemon like you're a Pokemon trainer, that's the whole point. Yeah, I get it, but I think the barrier to entry for VGC is just too high. Champions is looking promising. I'm hoping Champions is just kind of like a what is that website where you can just kind of battle people? It's not Smogon, is it? But yeah, I've high hopes for Champions. But I saw some things that worried me with Champions. It's kind of looking like, you know, the typical mobile app where they're trying to get as much money out of you. It's just like how they monetize it. But it's kind of reminding me of Unite, and I'm not a huge fan of that. But we'll see. It's not even out yet, so can't judge it yet. Okay, so I guess we'll just go ahead and take on the Celadon City Gym. It's going to be grass types. It's not going to be difficult at all. Grass types are pretty weak types, so you shouldn't really struggle here if you chose Charmander especially, or if you have a flying type, or another fire type. Just trying to think, is there anything else in Celadon we should do? Should we do Team Rocket first? If we were to do that, it would probably make us too overleveled, and this gym is going to be easy anyway, so I'm just going to go for the gym first, and then we'll be overleveled for Rocket, Team Rocket, but they were going to be easy anyways. But I think Giovanni is at the bottom of that, isn't he? So do I want to be overleveled for the gym or Giovanni? I don't know. The famous old guy. Yeah, I guess we'll just do the gym. Oh shoot, I have Ramen in front. And he's somehow not too underleveled. I think the rest of my team's just overleveled from when I was grinding, getting wild Pokemon for a while. I guess we'll just switch train Ramen for now. Do you guys think that they should have added more features into this port, like speeding it up, like 2x speed? I think the reason they didn't is because they couldn't change too many things. It had to be like it was when it released back in 2004 to get the same rating, because it has the casino. At least that's what I heard from Austin John's video. So I bet if they were to make it more like an emulation where you could speed it up, maybe that would change the rating. Or maybe they just wanted you to experience it the way they originally came out. Personally, the speed up would be cool, especially at least just like 2x speed would be good. But that also takes away from the roaming legendary bug. What is the roaming legend? Oh, the like the IVs being different or something? The IVs were terrible for the roaming legendaries. Yeah. Okay, so they fixed that. That's a change. What else did they change? To me, it seems like saving the game is extremely quick. I don't know if that's just because it's on the Switch too, or if they changed that. And then I know they added the like mystery gifts. Whenever you defeat the Elite Four, it'll just like automatically be in your bag to get Deoxys and the Lugia and Ho-Oh. So I'm curious, the whole time I've been playing, I'm looking to see if they changed anything. I mean, what all they changed. Oh, Shed Skin, look at that. Ramen's good. We just got him. We just bought him. He's level 24. He's already performing. I guess that Dragon Rage is pretty good right now. Shed Skin is going to be useful for this gym. Oh, but I was talking about this, the game being sped up or not, like an emulator. I think I like the fact that you can't speed it up, because in this world of brain rot, like TikTok shorts and reels and everything, everybody's dopamine receptors are fried, and I think playing a game like this where you're kind of forced to slow down and read and just slowly play the game and it's not like overstimulating, I think that's what a lot of people that still play these older games like about them. That's what I personally like about it. It's very relaxing to play these old games. Like I can fall asleep playing these pretty easily. So it's kind of, for me, it's just kind of chill to play the game slowly. But obviously, I do have, I have a GB operator, so I've ripped the ROMs and have them on my computer, and I play them sped up sometimes. But yeah, I even play these games like while watching something on the side. That's typically how I do it. Offensive nicknames. I've heard that. Which is crazy. I think it... What does it do? If you put something offensive and then you press select, I think it just won't name it anything or something like that. That's interesting. I guess that's because it's compatible with home. Yeah, he can't call him ass. Yeah. I guess that's because it's compatible with Pokemon Home. So if you were to name it something bad, then transfer into home or whatever. But I guess they could have just put that filter in at the transfer points, but I guess they just don't want people on the Switch naming their Pokemon, stuff like that. That's interesting. I'm just gonna fight every single person. The way I like to play these games is literally battle every single trainer. I don't skip anybody. I guess you could skip people throughout the game, and then if you wanted to be the proper level for the final Elite Four battles, you could just grind at the end. And maybe that would be more time effective, I'm not sure. Personally, I like to just battle everybody as I go through, it's kind of fun. Probably go heal up after this fight. Man, they just love doing status effects in this gym. Yeah, I don't think I've ever struggled with this gym, even as a kid. For me, in Kanto, Brock can be hard, depending on what Pokemon you go in there with. Like, Brock can legitimately be a challenge in the beginning. Misty is always hard for me. I don't think I've heard people talk about that too much, but Misty is always really hard for me. Like, even now as an adult, like, and I go in there like the proper levels, Misty is hard. The Starmie just wipes me out every time. Other than that, the rest of the gym leaders, Lieutenant Sarge, I struggled with him as a kid, but now I don't struggle with Sarge at all. This gym's easy. Giovanni's not really hard. Blaine's not hard. Is that all the gym leaders? Talking about level scaling. People like to, in 2026 online, it is the common internet's opinion that these old games have terrible level scaling. And I guess they mean by that, like, it's not, I don't know what they mean by that. I guess it's just not fluid, like you're not properly slowly leveling up for the amount of challenge that you're facing. I don't know what they mean. I don't know how to compare it to other games. I don't really play other games like this outside of Pokemon. Cerulean can be the most difficult part because the rival mystery. Yeah. The rival fight there? I guess that is hard. Blue. He's a good rival. He really is a good rival. What is his hardest fight? Probably the final fight. And then the one right before the Elite Four is pretty hard too, with him. He's such a good rival. I'm trying to remember, like, when I first played these games as a kid, was I shocked by the fact that he was the champion? Because that's like the biggest reveal of this whole story, I guess, in these old games, is the fact that your rival is the champion at the end. But I've always wondered how that works. Was there another champion that he beat, and they just went away and we never met them? Like, right before we showed up? Or was there no champion and he beat the Elite Four and became the champion? I think that's what they imply. I remember thinking as a kid, like, oh, it's him? I was expecting to find, like, this cool mystery character that we hadn't met yet. I think I was disappointed that it was Blue at the end there. But now it's cool. Now, looking back on it, it's cool. Yeah, I definitely think Misty is, for me personally, the hardest gym fight. I'm trying to think of the other ones. I don't think the other ones are very difficult. Oh, but back to level scaling, like, what do I think about the level scaling here? I think it's fine. I mean, it is annoying to have to grind at the end, that huge gap between the 8th gym and the Elite Four, like after Victory Road, you got to spend some time leveling up. So that part can be tedious. I'm kind of used to it at this point, but I don't know. I like the fact that there's spikes in difficulty because it makes it a challenge, and you can kind of choose how challenging you want it to be based on how much you level yourself up. So I'm thinking about it. I'm like, maybe it would be more fun in these games if the gym fights had a bit more of a spike in levels compared to everything else. Oh, you know who's a hard gym fight is Sabrina, the psychic type. She's probably the second hardest in my opinion. The psychic is just a really good type in these games. And then Koga, he's not too hard. He's just got like poison types. Koga's always been pretty easy. I'm debating on if I want to shiny hunt in this game. So I have plans to do a Fire Red Nuzlocke. I've never done a Nuzlocke. I think that'd be fun. Just kind of classic rules on Fire Red doing Nuzlockes. No like randomizer or anything. I'll just do it on the Switch. But I'm debating. It would be fun to shiny hunt for Charmander and then start the Nuzlocke that way with the shiny Charmander. But that would be a tragedy if the Charmander fainted. I feel like I almost wouldn't even want to use it. But that'd be fun. The stakes would be high if I had a shiny Charmander and I was doing a Nuzlocke with it. I think I might do that. But then I see online everybody post when they get the shiny, so it seems easy. Oh, like everybody's posting their shiny Charmander. Like, I need to be doing that. Like, they just got the game and everybody's getting lucky, and like 400 resets they have their shiny Charmander. But I know personally from experience, I've shiny hunted in these old games. Like, it can take weeks, like putting in hours trying to do it. I typically don't, or I never have tracked my like amount of resets for shiny hunting, which I don't know if, am I crazy for that? Everybody else tracks their resets for shiny hunting. But I shiny hunted Mewtwo in Fire Red, and I didn't track it, and it took me like 2 weeks, and I swear I put in like so many hours, but I wasn't tracking it, so I don't know. I don't know if I was at odds. It felt like it was probably about at odds, but I've heard like horror stories of people going like, odds are 8,000, right? So I've heard people going like over double odds, like 16,000 resets, and that's just like months of your life. So it's kind of scary to think about getting into shiny hunting Charmander. It's like, do I want, because once you're invested, I mean, if you're over 1,000 resets in, at that point it's like there's no going back. And it's kind of like, are you wasting your life away, or is it worth it? Is it fun? I don't know. It's kind of like gambling when you think about it. Trying to get that dopamine hit of seeing the shiny. It's kind of funny, I'm like not even thinking while I'm playing right now. I'm probably making bad decisions. But it's also funny to me that Ramen is already like easily handling this gym. Like, what is that? I haven't even trained this guy yet. Alright, so I think I'm going to call it for tonight. I will be on tomorrow night, probably. Just doing the same thing, playing through the game casually, discussing Pokemon. if you guys have any questions about Pokemon or just anything, I can discuss it. I like talking about the franchise in general. I'm super interested in Generation 10. I can talk about the trailer, the starters. I've been playing these games since the first generation. I wasn't there for when it actually came out. I was born in '98, but ever since I was 4 years old, I've been playing these games. So I definitely have a lot to talk about, a lot of opinions on things. I'm pretty up to date with all the news and stuff coming out online as well. Pokopia comes out tomorrow. Okay, so Pokopia comes out tomorrow. I'll probably be playing that actually. So if you want to see that, check out my channel, check out my stream. I'll be streaming Pokopia. I'll just do it like this, just kind of stream it and then leave the VOD up. So it'll be kind of like a let's play, my first experience with Pokopia. I'll just do episodes every day, just kind of streaming Pokopia. And that's probably what this channel will be doing for a while, is just kind of live streaming Pokopia. So I do plan on live streaming just Pokemon games on this channel that I'm playing. But I'm gonna start making shorts and videos as well, just talking about my opinions on the franchise, speculating. I would love to make speculation videos about Gen 10. And then just kind of reaction videos. I was thinking about doing a tier list of different generations, just Pokemon related content in general for videos. And then I'll be making shorts as well, so definitely check out the channel, subscribe if you are interested in that sort of content, and thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.